An archaeological dig has been laying the groundwork for a new phase of engagement at Otford Palace. There has been an Archbishop's Palace in Otford since 821 AD, but it was only in 1512 that Archbishop William Warham started to build one of the most magnificent houses in England. However, over the past 500 years, the buildings have descended into a state of disrepair.
It didn't seem right somehow that this building was falling down, and so I, with a number of other people, decided that we would set up a trust to conserve and develop the tower, to restore it into an interpretation centre for the Darent Valley. At the other end of the site is the gatehouse, and we're going to turn that into an educational study centre.
The gatehouse is used to store archives from archaeological digs in and around Otford, which have been reorganised with the help of volunteers.
I enjoy it, and actually several of the people in the groups I've worked in on both outside digs and working indoors have said, gosh, this is really fun, getting together, making friends, being involved.
There's still so much we don't know about Otford Palace, with potential for historical research projects in addition to archaeological investigations.
When you start talking about the Archbishop's Palace, you see a building and you see what was in effect a Tudor palace, an ecclesiastical palace. You think of Henry VIII, you think of Wolsey, and you think of the conflict that was involved there. But behind all that is this chap, William Warham, who in his lifetime passed through 6 kings, 4 popes, and 3 previous archbishops, and nobody seems to know anything about him.
Archbishop Warham decided he was going to build a palace here, and it was going to be his house of power. This was where he wanted to impress his visitors, and so he built a palace which in its day was bigger than Hampton Court.
So these buildings have huge archaeological significance, but also huge social value potential. The first step towards maximising that potential is an excavation to test what intact deposits, if any, remain in and around the tower.
Unfortunately, we haven't found anything. We can see where the original floor would have been because the fireplace is still intact, as is some of the mortar found alongside it. So we've got this layer here, which likely the tiles were all on. When the tiles were robbed out, the ground would have been disturbed when they were here, taking it all out and trampling over everything. So I think that's part of the original floor, but just messed around with.
Basically digging down to see what's below the surface, but haven't really found much. It's mostly just backfill.
While a little disappointing for the archaeologists, the lack of intact deposits is not unexpected, given the robbing of materials, dilapidation and mixed uses of the building, including as a cowshed, over the last few hundred years. These results mean a new floor can be laid, without fear of disturbing any significant archaeology, which is great news for ongoing and future initiatives that look to place the palace back at the heart of the community.
The palace can be a hub for everyone to go out and discover things about the valley, because there's so much here to discover and so much here for young people to find out and to see.
We've got to make it exciting. It has to be an experience, not just a here's some information about a person and a place.
We very much want it to be for not just the community of Otford, but the surrounding villages and all the way up the Darent Valley. And so we work with a number of groups. We work with local history societies. We work with West Kent Mind. So there is a very strong relationship between engagement with heritage and well-being.
More and more people have become more engaged with their local community, with the whole well-being aspect, with actually being out in the open, exploring their local places. And history is so important for local communities, and to have something so historical here in such a beautiful setting where you can walk around. I mean, you've just got so much open space here, and this has been here for hundreds of years. It's really important to the local community.
You can find loads more information about this enigmatic and important building on the Archbishop's Palace Conservation Trust website. Check the link in the description for in-depth history, details about the Trust, and a donation link if you wish to support their work.